Jono, first and foremost, a very happy new year to you.
Thank you very much, and yourself, Fletch. Did you have a good one?
Yeah, I did. Thank you. Drank too much, ate too much.
Sounds about right.
2 nice weeks off work, and clearly much the same for you.
Absolutely.
Jono, let's kick off with what we're up to. We're back here at Lords, obviously, first day back after the festive break. What are the boys up to?
Yeah, boys are doing fitness assessments today and tomorrow. So best part, their favourite time of the year, just after Christmas. Have the yo-yos and all their fitness skin folds done and strength testing and everything else done over the next 2 days. And then we start afresh on Monday with the cricket. And we're moving into Merchant Taylor's new indoor school, which is exciting. Be our facility. We'll be able to use it from sort of 9 in the morning all the way through till 2, which is great. You know, that's a decent amount of time. So yeah, really excited of having a new facility and seeing what it's like.
Hoping to pop up to Merchant Taylor's next week and catch up with Alan Coleman. But from what I hear about it, it's some place. Am I right in saying you've got different surfaces on different lanes in the nets to apply different conditions for the batters and the bowlers?
Yeah, some are meant to spin more or bounce less, etc. So yeah, we haven't obviously used it yet, so we'll maybe come in a couple of weeks' time as well when we've used it for a couple of weeks. But I'm sure it's going to be amazing. It's state of the art. It's brand new. The research that's gone into all the surfaces and how to construct the school and everything has been brilliant. So yeah, we can't wait to get using it.
Just prior to Christmas, Jono, we made an announcement that Henry Brooks will be joining the club. Now, I know Henry's a player that you've had an eye on for some time, and I think we spoke late in the season, and you said he was one that you'd be really keen to get on the books here. You must be delighted, first and foremost, to get him on board, and how much are you looking forward to working with him?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, people like Henry don't come on the market that often. He's young, fast bowler, can bowl 90 miles an hour. You know, he's tall, hits the deck hard, gets bounced. You know, it's all there. All the ingredients are there. Obviously, the last year a year or two's not gone how he wants to. Sometimes a change of scenery, having to impress different people around you and a different environment, get away from sometimes your home sort of ground and your boyhood club, can give you that little bit of a lift. So we're from what I know of him, he's a good character. Loves bowling. Will hopefully come good for us in terms of performances, which I have no doubt that he will. A little bit of work technically and stuff to do with him, he knows. So look, we're very much looking forward to seeing him in action, getting to work with him. Monday will be the first day, obviously, and I think as supporters, I think you'll see someone who puts everything into every day, will increase our potential in both red ball and white ball, both formats. I think you'll be really excited to see what I see in him.
Is he that missing piece of the puzzle in our attack? Because I think a criticism that was perhaps levelled at us last year is that we lacked a bit of genuine pace. As you say, Henry's that bowler that can throw it down at 90 plus. Of course, you've also got Blake Cullen coming back from fitness, who's another potential 90 plus bowler. You must be pretty excited about the way it's coming together.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, you need varied attacks. We want to play on good wickets. We want to play on wickets that our batters have an opportunity to score their runs on. But then you need bowlers who can take wickets on all surfaces, and we need to build that attack. And adding Henry to already Helmy and Blake and Bams and Toby and Ishan coming through, and Higo, it feels like we've got a very varied attack, and depending on what surface we turn up on at whatever ground, you're starting to feel that you can sort of cover all bases, really.
Absolutely. One thing that comes across really clear with Henry is his passion. You rarely see players celebrate wickets as vociferously as he does. He obviously wears his heart on his sleeve.
Absolutely. The highlights reel you put together, you obviously notice every single time. Takes wickets, he loves it. It's the passion that you want to see as a supporter, obviously. And yeah, I think he'll add massive value throughout our squad ultimately in not just performances out in the middle, but character and the way he behaves as well.
We've spoken about this before, but obviously coming into the batting ranks, you've got Lewis Deploy, who I think next week starts in the SAT 20, so we probably won't see Lewis for another month or so. But looking at that batting unit, I think what's been overlooked last year is Sam Robson's efforts. Obviously, Sam signed a contract extension with us just prior to Christmas. Sam, the leading opening run scorer in Division 1, leading opening batter, sorry, in Division 1, and the 9th highest batter in the country overall. Some effort from Sam with 300s in what was a really tough year for batters.
Absolutely. I think we've spoken about sometimes we with our attack last year, we needed to produce some wickets that would help and support them, which made it a little bit more difficult for batting.
Yeah.
And after the start that sort of Robbo had, where he didn't score many for the first half of the season, he came brilliantly to the fore in the second half of the season. And to push himself up to being the best opening batter in the country, it was an amazing achievement. Robbo's just someone who you always seem to be able to rely on.
Yeah.
He's almost getting better as he gets older, and he's also really helping our younger players as well. He's really opened up to the younger players about how he goes about the preparation stuff and how he goes about innings. And building an innings is still a really integral and important part of batting, obviously. And the modern way of the Bazball, which is great and it's entertaining. Sometimes youngsters sort of go down that line maybe a little bit early before the basics are in place, and someone like Robbo actually is a good senior player to sort of give a couple of people a tap on the shoulder and talk about how you build innings and how you get the basics right to start with. And he's someone who doesn't panic. He didn't panic last year at the start of the season. He kept working hard and working his game, and it came really really good at the end of the season. And we're hoping obviously next year he continues to flourish for us.
For sure. Obviously, Jono had dropped down into Division 2 in the Red Ball this year. That, I guess, takes a little bit of pressure off some of those batters that struggled this year. Putting you on the spot, you must be looking at nothing short of promotion this year as the expectation from this group.
Yeah, I think we spoke at the end of the season about the relegation, and we said, not only do we want to get promoted, we want to build a team that we know that when we get promoted, we can be in that first division and compete in the first division. And we know we didn't do that last year. We need to build that team and that squad that can do that moving forward. So of course, we're going into a season. We know it's going to be tough. Second division is a tough place to get out of. It took us 6 years previously to get out of that division.
Yeah.
We know it's tough, but we know we're also building a team and a squad that we think can compete in that division and get back in the first division and compete in the first division.
Jono, last one for me. As we move through winter training into pre-season, you mentioned obviously we're up at Merchant Taylors in the indoor facility. I don't think the outdoor nets are going to be ready this year. I think the nets that have been laid that compare with the slope of Lords, but I assume we'll be going into the Marquee in March as opposed to any glamorous overseas trip to South Africa or Australia.
Yeah, the batters are really looking forward to the Marquee, new balls, nipping around. It's a great facility there, with the indoor school there as well. We've now got the blocker nets that we always have for the Marquee, and then pretty much next door to it, we've got the indoor school. So we can really double down on the amount of batting hours that we can put in.
Yeah.
During the summer, you're right, we've got a brand new net block that won't be ready for the pros next year. But I think the school and maybe the academy will use it a bit next year, get it bedded in, and then we'll use that the year after. But as a facility now, for us, moving forward, MT's is really becoming an amazing place for us to have away from home. Obviously, Lords is always your number one. It's the home of cricket. They've looked after us massively in the indoor cricket centre over the last few years. We've had a fantastic surface here, and practice facilities are good. So we love being here, but having somewhere outside of here when we can't come here and be able to train at somewhere like MT's, which is going to be a first-class facility for us. So it's very exciting moving forward.
Understood. Well, look, Jono, thanks so much for your time. Really appreciate it. I dare say we'll catch up probably a month or so's time when you've come to terms with the new facility at MT's.
Cool. And, see you soon.